always the second son. Between Abel and Cain and Abel, it's always the second son. And even the Joseph's son, when Joseph bring his kids to Isaac to bless them, and he chose the second son, and you can see Joseph saying, no, not this one, but the father said, I know what I'm doing, even he was blind. Always the second son, even between Adam and Jesus, it's always the second son. Now this son, what they make it look like, when people interpreting the text, they make it look like this boy wanted to go and have party or greed and want his wealth, his share of the inheritance. Well, this boy was not really a greedy boy. The reason we can see that it is because this boy was not hungry. He was born in the proper house with a father that had the wealth. This boy was born with a golden spoon in his mouth. This boy was a little boy and had servants, people to take care of him. He was not greedy that drove him out of the house. What he wanted was more than greed. He wanted power. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be independent from the father. He wanted his greed, the money so he can live his life his way. So he can have what you want when you want it, how you want it, and the way you want it. That was his problem. And that's the reason why the father was doesn't owe him anything. Because he only inherited the father's wealth when the father died. The father's still alive. And while I'm alive, my wife is mine. My kid had nothing to do with that. When I die, she becomes their mother. But now, she's my wife. Now, he was smart enough to share it with, not only with the one that made the request, he blessed both of his kids. Everyone has something. So everybody that's sitting down here this morning receive something from God. We all been blessed. In certain way, you may not like the way God bless you, but indeed God has been blessing you. He was not greedy, but he wanted power. He wanted to be his own man. But I'm telling you, I prefer to live in my father's house because when I get to the table, I don't have to pay for my food. I don't know if you understand what I'm telling you. When I go to my father's house, I eat, I don't have to pay. But if I want to be my own man and I go to that restaurant down there, the Red Lobster, and I sit down and eat, guess what? I got to pay. So I have an advantage to live in my father's house where I don't have to pay nothing. And the question this morning, are you in your father's house?
Amen.
Are you where you belong? Are you in the Father's house where the blessing is coming out? Because there is blessing in the Father's house. The devil cannot curse anything that God bless. You don't hear me. The devil cannot curse you because God already blessed you. And because you blessed, there's nothing the devil can do about it. Nothing, nobody can ask God to curse you. Because God already blessed you. We got Balaam and Balak in the Bible in number 22-23. Where they want to curse Israel. He will give all his wealth to curse Israel. But there's no way that voodoo priest could do it. Why? Because nobody cursed what God has blessed. That's right. And guess what? But the devil have a way. Because since he can curse you in the house of the Father, but he knows also if he bring you out of the house, he can get you. So the main thing is to stay in the place of blessing and not get out of it. Amen. Because if he managed to get you out of your house of blessing, you're going to have the curse. And that's what Balak Abraham did. He said, well, if we cannot cast them that way, there is another way. If we can drag them toward those prostitutes there, we got them. And that's what happened. And even in Revelation, Jesus said, I hate this doctrine. The doctrine of Balaam. Now, the boy was okay, but he wanted power. So we have four characters in that history here. The father, the two sons, and a man from a far country. The man from the far country, he doesn't care about you. That man from the far country don't care about none of us here. Right. And I'm telling you, he sent that boy, that was a prince in the house of his father. He sent him to the field to feed what? Swine. Now I want you to look at the neighbor, look him in the eyes, and tell your neighbor, if you don't stay in the house of your father, you're going to eat swine food. If you refuse to stay here, you find reason to stay here. You will find reason too not to be here. And both of them are valuable. Why should I stay in church when I can have outside? Why should I be outside when I can have that in church? Well, nobody likes church. Everybody comes to church and we have your time. We want to go home. He talks too long. He's a good preacher, but he's long. And all the way home, some of us, some wife going to ask her husband, what did the teacher teach today? Can't even remember what happened in church today. Because sometimes you hear, but your mind is not easy. Sometimes you're talking about God and then something else comes that has nothing to do with God come to your mind. Now the story is, he had two sons. He said, any man have two sons. And one of them make a request. And that request, the father go with his own heart and give him a portion of blessing. Yeah. Now, some people, money change people, you know that? Money change people. The same person you've been praying for to get the job, the same person you've been praying for, you pray, you fast with them so they can have what they're looking for. As soon as they got it, they're not the same. They come to church, now they want to shake your hand with 3 fingers. I get it. I'm by myself here. I'm by myself. Because they bought a new dress, a new suit, they won't sit next to you, Brother Daniel. Because they are changed. Because they got a few more cents in the bank. Money change people. Because now, you think, I don't want to go there. Let me stay away from there. Money change the attitude. A brand new dress make this man or this woman don't want to sit. He want the whole pew by himself. Don't you see me sit down here? Why you come here? Because I'm all dressed up. And the problem is, people don't want to go. People are tormented. And that's why the devil sends a spirit of torment into the church. You have to make the fat one want to be skinny. The skinny one want to be fat. I don't know if you understand what I'm telling you. That the fat man want to be a skinny man, and the skinny man want to be fat. The one that have long hair want to cut it so they have short hair, and the one that have short hair is buying hair so they can get long hair. We are tormented. This man buy a brand new Ford pickup truck, and everybody looking at it. While everybody say, "Whoa, that car is shining beautiful," and he stopped there, red light there, and another truck, a Chevy truck, and say, "Well, sure, I don't try this one yet," because we are tormented. We are tormented. The one have no house wanted a house. The one that have a house want to sell it. The one that have a wife want to divorce that wife. And the one that don't have no wife want to get married. We are tormented. And that's how the devil using the spirit to drag us out of the house of the Father. And the day you come out of the house of the Father, he got you. He got you. He got you. There is 3 places we should never leave. There is 3 areas in the spiritual life we should never leave. The very first one, never leave the place of your marriage. Never do that. Because that's a place where you can hide yourself. That's a place where you can be yourself. You have somebody else there. This is your contract between you and a woman and God as a witness. Do not break that. That's where you can go and hide. Don't destroy that. The second place you don't have to destroy and never try to destroy is your mission. The reason you are in the church. You got the reason you're here. And God has called you for a purpose. That's right. Sunday morning, we all can get that in the extra hour sleep. But we got to wake up and come here. And why? And we do that Sunday after Sunday. Sunday after Sunday. So we cannot break those things, those contracts we have with God. We need relationship with each other. We cannot break and forsake those things. This boy was where he's supposed to be. This boy had everything else he needed. As wealth and material things. But inside of him was craving another desire. Yeah. Now the question is, or are you in your Father's house this morning? Are you? That's the question. Where are you? And where are you? And how did you get where you are? Who's your leader, as our brother just talked about? Who leads you to the place where you are? This boy, I'm done because I know he was I quit here, but the question you need to answer yourself. As the man on TV always said, are you in good hands? I know you remember this commercial there? Are you in good hands? And the question is this morning, are you in good hands? Not his hands, not whatever hand he's thinking about. I'm talking about the hand of your Father, the creator of heaven and earth. There is no better place. There is no better place. Yes, the water can get hot. Oh yes, it can. It can get very hot. And your knees, maybe you've been praying and the heaven become as metal over your head. You're trying to get to God and you can't. No matter what, nobody that trusts God get lost. If you trust God with all your heart, you can't get lost. Amen. Your coffee is going to make sense. Are you in good hands? Or are you, for some reason, is not in your Father's house this morning? Because I don't think I'm talking just for talking. I think the Holy Spirit is trying to tell you something this morning. Are you home? If you feel you're not home, or for some reason, you leave, you depart from your Father's house, you alone can fix that. Because I'm telling you, in order for the devil to curse you, he needs your help. I don't want to stay long, but the devil needs your help in order to curse you. Because you have to obey his voice. That's what Adam did. That's what this boy did. Listen to the voice of the enemy and follow him. And guess, as soon as he get there, after being partying, when the party is over, he wakes up and now the belly is empty. For some reason, if you feel like you were not where you're supposed to be, or Our God is a God of a second chance. You can always come to him. He will listen to you.
Amen.
And the best part of it, he will put everything away and never remember it. I will remember it, but he's not going to remember it. And that's why I cannot go to God and say, God, so-and-so need to be cursed. He's not going to listen to me until I disobey the voice of the master of the house. You are your worst enemy when you come to God. You are the one that can help the devil. I don't know. If you lose your way, please come back home. It is time. May God abundantly bless you and keep you till he come back, or till I come back from Haiti. God bless you.